Sunlight paints the quaint church in vibrant colors through stained glass windows, a serene invitation to pause and reflect. Gentle bird song fills the air, weaving a peaceful melody around the sacred space. A sign announces a day of fasting and reflection, a solemn call to introspection. Sunlight paints the church in vibrant colors, illuminating Rose at the altar. A gentle smile radiates from her, filling the sacred space. Her presence exudes warmth, a beacon of serenity amid the grandeur of the church. Rose's voice echoes softly, resonating with purpose. Today is our fast, not to starve, but to see. Her words hang in the air, a contemplative invitation to a deeper understanding. Inside the solemn church, Jayden nervously fidgets in the back row, his unease noticeable. His eyes dart around, betraying a restless energy in the otherwise still sanctuary. He whispers, a strained attempt at self-control. Please, behave. Maya's voice cuts through the quiet, tinged with exasperation. You ate before coming, didn't you? Jayden avoids her gaze, the silence amplifying his internal conflict. Inside the solemn church, Auntie Rose sits, the delicate lace of her fan a stark contrast to her furrowed brow. The fan flutters, a frantic dance against the quiet piety of the church. Her inner turmoil is palpable, a silent battle waged beneath the vaulted ceilings. Lord, I said no sugar, but sugar keeps calling my name, she whispers, a confession and a temptation intertwined. The fan stills for a moment, as if considering the weight of her words, before resuming its frantic pace. Inside the solemn church, little Theo tugs at his mother's sleeve, his small form a stark contrast to the grandeur around him. His eyes are downcast, avoiding the solemnity of the church service. A silent plea escapes his lips, a child's restlessness in a house of reverence. I promised not to play games today, he whispers, his voice barely audible. His small hands fidget, betraying his inner struggle. But my thumbs feel itchy. Maya's eyes show love and understanding as she watches the boy. Inside the solemn church, Rose approaches, her face a mask of compassion. Her ethereal presence fills the sacred space, each movement graceful and deliberate. Softly, she speaks, her words echoing gently in the vast hall. You all look brave on the outside, but honest on the inside, she adds, her gaze penetrating, a gentle challenge in her tone. Jayden kneels in a pew, a solitary figure amidst the grandeur. His head is bowed, hands clasped tight, a silent plea escaping his weary frame. Weariness weighs heavily on his slumped shoulders, a burden of unspoken sorrow. His voice cracks in the silent church. A raw, desperate question echoes. If God loves me, why does my want feel louder than my prayers? Inside the church, Rose stands in a cascade of soft light, the stained glass windows casting vibrant colors around her. The light shifts, subtly altering the mood as it reflects in Rose's kind, contemplative eyes. Rose speaks, her voice echoing gently. Because want speaks to the flesh. Her expression turns solemn as she continues, the weight of her words hanging in the air. Fear of God speaks to the spirit. In the solemn church interior, Maya stands alone, arms crossed in a protective stance against the sacred space. Her eyes flicker with a spark of defiance, challenging the divine silence with unspoken questions. A determined set to her jaw as she prepares to confront doubt and uncertainty. So what if we fail? Maya asks, her voice echoing slightly in the vast, empty space. Her question hangs in the air, a challenge to fate and a declaration of unwavering resolve. Rose stands bathed in light, her face a portrait of serene peace amidst the divine glow. Her voice echoes softly, a gentle strength in her words. Failing isn't the lesson. Refusing to die to the want is, Rose declares, her serene gaze holding unwavering conviction. Inside the church, Auntie Rose stills, her rhythmic fanning faltering as a profound thought casts a shadow over her face. Deep lines furrow her brow as she grapples with a question of conscience, her eyes reflecting inner turmoil. You mean, when I excuse it, I'm choosing comfort over reverence? She asks, her voice tinged with uncertainty. A beat of silence hangs in the air as she awaits a response, her gaze intense and searching. Rose nods, her eyes filled with understanding, a silent acknowledgement passing between them in the sacred space. In the hushed church, Theo's shame is evident, his head bowed in remorse. He struggles with his words, the question hanging heavy in the air. So when I sneak the game, I'm saying my fun is bigger than God, he asks, his voice barely a whisper. Rose's simple words cut through the silence like a knife. You said it. The weight of his actions crashes down upon Theo, the church's silence amplifying his guilt. Inside the church, Jayden stands tall, resolve hardening his features. Then I've been fasting food but feeding excuses, Jayden declares, his voice echoing in the sacred space. Maya's voice joins in, a confession in the solemn air. I've been fasting time, but feeding distractions, Auntie Rose adds. I've been fasting sugar, but feeding self-control breaks. A hint of irony in her tone, bathed in an ethereal glow. Rose stands within the church, soft light illuminating every corner. Warm light casts long shadows, highlighting the solemnity of the sacred space. Rose's expression is serene, yet her words carry a profound weight. The fear of God isn't fear of punishment, she declares, her voice echoing softly. Her gaze is fixed, unwavering, as she speaks of deeper spiritual truths. It's fear of losing alignment, Rose concludes, the silence amplifying her message. A profound silence descends, anticipation hanging heavy in the air. The church stands in solemn stillness, light filtering softly through stained glass. Jayden's voice echoes in the vast space, a solitary plea rising to the heavens. God, my fear of you must be stronger than my want, he confesses, eyes closed. A chorus of voices joins his, a unified prayer resonating through the ancient walls. God, my fear of you must be stronger than my want. The others echo, their faces turned upward. Inside the church, Rose is radiant, bathed in a celestial golden light that intensifies, casting long shadows. A profound sense of reverence descends, quieting the worldly concerns of the people. The atmosphere shifts, deepening the growing connection to the divine. Rose's voice resonates through the sacred space, commanding attention and respect. That is where fasting begins, not in the body, but in the heart, she declares, her words filled with spiritual weight. The light seems to respond, enveloping Rose as she speaks of inner transformation.